You are now listening to the smooth sensations and high vibrations of Alex, host of the best relationship channel on YouTube. Alex, drop them gems on us.
You got a big bag, let me take. Show me where your friends at, we can flip that. Let me put you on the game. 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 Show you where the red at, where the blue at. Show you where they flip that, where they bitch at. Let me put you on the game. Let me put you on the game. Let me put you on the game. Let me put you on the game right there.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And you see the sun's about to set. It's already hiding behind that building. And that means it's time for me to cook. And what we're going to talk about today is how a UFC fighter, Israel Adesanya, which I'm probably saying his last name wrong, so we just going to call him his nickname Izzy for the rest of this video, is being sued by his ex-girlfriend, not wife, ex-girlfriend, Charlotte Powell, for half of his $1 million fortune because, in her words, she's been married to him for too long. She's been dating him for too long, in her words. We've been dating for too long, and for you to just leave and for me to not have any money, despite the fact that she has her own money coming in. Now, supposedly, she's a real estate agent, which basically means that she's unemployed. All right, real estate agents, don't get mad at me. I'm just messing around, but most of y'all suck at y'all job and y'all ain't really bringing in no money. But I digress. Despite having her own sources of income, she's worked in nursing and stuff like that before. She's like, nah, man, I was with you for a long time, so I feel like I'm obligated to half of your money. All right, and shout out to the passport bros, because I know some of y'all gonna be in the comments, this is why you gotta get your passports, get you a foreign woman. Well, guess what? Charlotte is from New Zealand. She ain't American, and she's still taking his ass to court for that paper. I keep telling y'all, stop thinking that these foreign women are stupid. I keep using the Eddie Murphy example. You want to go over to Africa and get you a bush chick and bring the bush chick over here. And she probably knows all about American laws before she even gets over here. There's a reason these foreign girls are so nice to you and so sweet and so submissive. It's because they want that damn green card. It's because they know your money is worth twice as much as their money. In a perfect world, they come over here, marry your dumbass, divorce you, and then take your money back to their country where they can live like queens and marry an actual man who's actually from their damn culture. And be a real traditional woman. Like y'all keep saying, that's where the traditional women are at. But a traditional New Zealand woman wouldn't want an American. But I digress. But if they didn't know any of that before they came here, please believe they're gonna know once they come here. Because when your ass is out working and making these millions of dollars all days, or these six figures, whatever you got, all right, they're gonna be talking. They're gonna be in your community, your private community, right? Or your apartment complex or wherever the hell y'all live, talking to other women. They ain't just gonna be in the house all day. And what do you think those other women are gonna tell her? Girl, you know, the minute you do anything wrong and she complain about it, and they're going to complain because women complain about everything. The minute you do anything wrong, they're going to be like, girl, I wouldn't put up with that. He think he can run all over you just because your family and stuff's not here. Do you know you can get half? She can be like, half? You can be like, yeah, you can get half. She can be like, oh, really? Tell me more. Next thing you know, you're going to come your dumb ass home. Thinking it's sweet, all the lights gonna be off. You're gonna see one Campbell. She gonna be laid back with her feet crossed like this, talking about some Izzy. What have you done for me lately, Izzy? That's what they gonna do. Y'all keep thinking they stupid. Y'all keep thinking they don't know what's going on. They don't got YouTube. They don't got Instagram. Literally 15% of the people who watch me aren't from America. So y'all keep thinking that they stupid and they don't know what's going on. Get your passport. Yeah, all right. Izzy got his passport. And he ain't get married. And he's still in trouble. But before I really break this down, right, because there's some dudes out here who believe, oh, well, she has no case. she has no case because he never married her. That's not true. See, there's alimony and then there's palimony. This is a gem. Somebody's tagged this for me. There is alimony and then there is palimony. What the hell is palimony, you guys say? Well, let me read you guys the exact definition of palimony. Palimony, compensation paid by one member of an unmarried couple to the other after separation. Let that breathe, run it back. What is palimony? Compensation paid by one member of an unmarried couple to the other after separation. It's alimony for a chick your ass ain't married. It's child support for a chick you ain't have no kids with. Y'all need to be freshened up on the law before y'all running your mouth saying, well, she ain't got no case, he ain't married her. She actually might have a case. All right? Now, California law, and this is why I said never get married in California. The marriage laws stink. The relationship laws stink in California. But California law doesn't even require that the two partners live together for any specific length of time to qualify for palimony. Let that breathe and run it back. California law doesn't require that two partners live together for any specific length of time to qualify for palimony. However, it can be difficult to win a palimony case if you didn't live with your partner before separating. So apparently living with the man is just icing on the cake. You ain't even got to live with a brother to get him for half his portion. Now here's where it gets even crazier. You also have common law marriage. What is a common law marriage? Well, common law marriage identifies that if you stay together with a woman for a certain period of time without being married, the state recognizes you as being common law married, basically married anyway, just because you sat there for that long. And there's 10 states that recognize common law marriage. Y'all better be taking notes because I'm giving y'all real gems right now, all right? It's recognized in Colorado, D.C., Iowa, Kansas, Montana, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Texas, and Utah, and I believe California as well. But I know for a fact the other 10. So, depending on where they're at, she has a case. Now, is she going to win the case? He got $1 million lawyer. That damn $1 million lawyer better pull his Johnny Cochran out. He better turn into Alex Locke and pop the hat on and be like, you see, Judge, she shouldn't get this money because she hasn't even been around long enough, you see. They don't even have kids together, you see. But get this, guys. Watch, when I read this, it's going to make this case even worse. Because here's how long they've been together. Get this. So, Izzy's ex-girlfriend had been making headlines after their breakup, and after, Izzy accused her of being a gold digger. As per reports, Charlotte and Izzy had been in a long-term relationship. The couple did not marry, nor do they share any children, but irrespective of having her own income, if you want to call it that, as a real estate agent and sometimes a nurse, not a RA nurse, not a real nurse, we're talking about CNA nurse, a booty wiper. Sorry for all the CNAs who may be watching me, but I'm just saying. Anyways, Izzy's ex-girlfriend seems to have dragged Izzy to court, claiming half of his millions and half of his net worth. Izzy and Charlotte came to the public eyes in 2019 when the couple were seen together at various public events. Since, let that breathe, run it back. Izzy and Charlotte came to the public eyes in 2019 when the couple were seen together at various public events. So there is no real record of them having been together at all before 2019. I want you guys to understand, she said she's been with him for too long. She's dated him for too long to not get some of his money. She's been with him since 2019. It's 2023. That's 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. And that's a stretch because we don't even know how long she was with him in 2019. But since we halfway through 2023, I'll give her 2019 and say 4 years. She says she's been with him too long and she feels like she should get some money. 2019. She also put up a post where she said, I guess Izzy, seeing that she had sent this to one of her homegirls or something like that, and he made a reply of it on his IG story where she says, I've worked in mental health, so I'm really good at manipulating people. Guys, what do I keep telling you? women are the biggest manipulators on the planet, all right? That's how they survived. That's still how they survive. All right? It's all about manipulation. You're not going to out-manipulate a woman. Don't even play that game with them. I told y'all, stay off the emotional playground. But according to her, but like, I would never use it. Yeah, okay. What do you think you're doing now? But I digress. It's not always fun living in his shadow and taking second priority because what he is doing is so important. After a while, it just makes me feel small. Izzy, if I move out, I'll drift away. First of all, let me say this. I made a video a while ago because someone asked me, what do I think is the biggest difference between Aisha Curry and Savannah James? Back when Aisha and Steph were having their problems, and Aisha was all up in the camera, dancing in the videos, trying to be seen. And I said, well, it's quite simple. Aisha doesn't want to be in Steph's shadow. She literally said out of her own mouth, well, sometimes I get jealous because everyone praises Steph and all the girls like Steph. And I'm like, what about me? And nobody's hollering at me. See, she doesn't take pride in the fact that, first of all, dusty dudes, and she's not talking about dusty dudes, but dusty dudes will holler at you, but no high-value men are going to holler at Aisha because she's with Steph. Most high-value men know Steph and respect Steph and know you as Steph's wife. That's why they don't holler at you and be up in your DMs. Goofy. It's a sign of respect of your man who is that guy. But see, modern women, they want to be greater than you or equal to you. They no longer take pride in just being a great man's wife. See, Savannah has no desire to try to usurp or be equal to LeBron. Savannah is completely happy being LeBron's wife and taking care of her kids and running her cupcake shop. I don't know if it's cupcake or ice cream, but she runs some type of a dessert shop, and she's completely content with that. Savannah don't be all up in the games, dancing in the crowd, trying to get attention, rolling up on girls that she feel like looked at LeBron the wrong way or stared at him for too long, or any of that goofiness. Savannah is completely happy just being LeBron James' wife and taking care of her kids and running her shop. But see, Aisha got to be in the spotlight. Aisha can't just be a good cook. She had to get a cooking show. Aisha had to go to Red Table Talk and talk about how she wanted attention too. Aisha had to post thirst traps on IG. Now, in Aisha's defense, she seems to have calmed down lately. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is most modern women are Aisha Curry. Because they're growing up in the year of the woman, because they're growing up in a feminist society, there's no longer pride to most of them for being a great man's wife. They have to be equal to or greater than that man, or in their head, it's an L. So if you just think you're going to get a bunch of money and you still don't have to vet, going back to your passport, bros, I'm going to just go overseas, that ain't going to work, and you still don't have to vet because you think just because you got money, your woman's going to be cool and meek and submissive. No, a lot of these women are secretly jealous of you and don't like you, as I've stated in multiple videos before, because you're better than they are. You have to find a woman who actually desires to find a man and desires to be a housewife and takes pride in just being a mom and taking care of her kids. To think just because you got money, yeah, will women sign up for it? Sure, Charlotte signed up for it, but it's clearly not what Charlotte wanted. She going to mental health classes because she's so damn jealous of Izzy. But she's willing to do it because he had money. So as soon as he broke up with her, all the spitefulness and shit came out. Now she's letting the gloves off. Which I told you before, a lot of y'all don't understand. Women love you when they're with you, but they do not like you, which is why a lot of times when y'all break up, now they're like, well, I don't have to love you anymore. And you realize how much they didn't like your ass. People be talking about, well, that's because of your ex. No, that's because that's how women are. Look what she just said. So she broke up with him. Now it's like, F you. I was going to mental health classes and all this stuff, and I should get half of your money. Because that's all it was really about. What did I tell you guys before? You could buy cooperation, but you can't buy submission. She was only cooperating with Izzy on the premise that he was going to marry her and she would get half his wealth. As soon as he broke up with her, she showed her true colors. The key is to find you a Savannah James. Someone who is happy being your wife, taking care of your kids, and being in the background. If you're not going to find a Savannah James, then you need to just be a power couple. Date someone who got just as much, if not more money than you, because then even if she wanted to be petty and try to get alimony or whatever the case may be, she wouldn't be able to. But y'all don't be trying to listen to me. In response to that message that Izzy said, he said, I wish I would have let you drift away. into a miserable existence because misery loves company and you love being a victim. Any whore, of course she's gonna make herself the victim. Oh, it's so hard being a rich man's wife. And I felt so small and no one was paying me any attention, and I'm smart and I'm beautiful and I'm pretty. A lot of women out here would have killed to be in Charlotte's position. But Charlotte did what I told y'all a lot of women do. She ain't like him. She does not like him. She did not like him. She sat and played a role contingent upon him taking care of her. And as soon as he decided to say, this ain't working out, for whatever reason it wasn't working out, he found out just how much she didn't like his ass. And she said it out of her own mouth. I told you guys, a lot of women do not like the dudes that they're married to or dating. They love them as long as you're providing for them, as long as you're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They don't like you. So as soon as you break off that love by saying you want to go in another direction, you find out how much they didn't like your ass in the first place. Not in all cases, but in a lot of cases. This is why vetting is so important. Again, getting your passport and going overseas, if you don't know how to vet, you're going to end up like Izzy. Getting a bunch of money and just grabbing a woman because you got a bunch of money, if you don't know how to vet, you're going to end up like Dr. Dre. Alex Rodriguez, several other people. You have to know how to vet. There is no cheat code to this. And there's only two types of women you should be dealing with. I tell you guys all the time. One who's completely happy being a housewife. That's her goal. She didn't really have any. She's fine being a great man's wife. Or a woman who already got her own. Everything is already successful and you can do a power couple with her. Do not go out here and get you no strong and independent broke chick. Or think you're just going to get you a broke chick and she's just going to fall in line. Or you're going to get you a little IG model or a baddie or some little chick from overseas and they're just going to fall in line. You need to take the time to vet and get to know this woman and see what her real intentions is really about. Now, she already said that she's a master manipulator, so it's easy to see how Izzy fell victim to this chick. She's a master manipulator. I'm sure he thought he had the right one. Not always your fault. But this is what happens. And this is also why I tell you guys all the time, don't sit on a woman for too damn long. Don't. Alright? You get past the honeymoon phase, which is a year. People will try to tell you get married within 6 months to a year. You a goddamn idiot if you would have did that. He would have married her and she don't even like him. No. Get past the honeymoon phase and see how she gonna act. See how it's gonna act. If everything's going right, a year is the absolute earliest, but I usually recommend making her ass wait anywhere from 1 to 3 because of situations like this. But don't just sit up with a chick for, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, especially when you don't know who you dealing with and when your ass is rich, because they can get you. There is laws where they can get your ass. And this is insane. And the thing that makes it even worse is half the women say, oh, I'm not with this. She shouldn't get anything. But the other half of women are like, I say get your money, girl. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. The only way these marriage and relationship laws are really going to get fixed is if men start doing the same thing to women and stop worrying about being looked at as soft or girly or gay or any of that other crap for doing it. Because men start putting women's asses on palimony. Men start getting alimony and child support from women, which is starting to happen more. Women are not just going to sit there and take it. They're going to complain, they're going to whine, and they're going to change the marriage laws. They're going to change the relationship laws. But yes, guys, even if you don't marry a woman, you still have to be careful and you still have to know the laws of whatever state you're in. So hopefully Izzy beats this case, because if Izzy doesn't beat this case, it's going to put an even bigger damper and an even further of a divide among modern relationships than we currently have right now. And he should beat this case. But I do want you guys to be aware of the fact you have to pay attention to the laws where you live. Women know all this stuff. Women know about palimony. They know about common law. They know all these things, guys. Y'all have to hip yourselves to the law and stop just running out here blind. Same thing with child support and custody of your kids. You need to sit down and read and be hip to these laws, because women have these conversations. When y'all be running y'all mouth talking about who getting the most V-Box, women be sitting here talking about, how can I get over on this dude if he messes up? Let that breathe, run it back. The best gems come to those who stay to the end. I repeat, the best gem comes to those who stay to the end. While men are running around talking about who much V-Box they done smashed and how bad their women are sitting there scheming and talking about palimony and alimony and child support and custody laws so they can take your ass to the cleaners if you try to play with them. Men need to start doing the same thing. Simple as that. They need to start learning these things and knowing what you're dealing with. You need to start thoroughly vetting your women and stop just picking baddies and stop trying to cheat the system. Well, I got money, so everyone's going to be good to me. Not true. Well, I'm going to go overseas and get me a woman, it's going to be all good. Not true. Take the time, go through the process, and vet the women. All right? Go through the channel if you want to know the vetting processes, because this video is already getting too long. I'm not breaking them all down on this. But on a fast track, assuming she does everything right, a year. But anywhere from at least 1 year, she has got to wait at least 1 whole year. So we talking about a year and a half really on a fast track. But 1 to 3 years, you should know what you're going to do. And then you got to get the hell up out of there. That's my recommendation when it comes to that. You sit too long, you're putting yourself at risk. But I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.